Hey folks, Mike Erps here, down in Washington, D.C. at the Microsoft Ignite Tour. Definitely had a good couple days here and want to share some things with you. Alongside me is Scott Middlebrooks, who's recently joined AudioCodes. We're super happy to have him. Scott, I don't know if you could give a quick little introduction to the crowd.
Thanks, Mike. It's interesting that I've been hearing you for the last couple of days saying down here in Washington.
Yeah.
For me, I'm based in Atlanta, so it's up here in Washington.
Yeah. Southerners, Northeasterns, we all get along though, that's the point.
I like to say, hey, y'all.
But yeah, so we've definitely had a lot of great conversations over the past couple of days.
Sure.
And certainly a lot of folks stopping by, seeing what's new with AudioCodes and how we can help them with their unified communication and digital transformation. Specifically, one of the topics that I continue to hear about, Scott, as we've been here, especially with more government organizations, is the ability to take meeting content, meeting conversations, or just even potentially one-on-one conversations, and making those searchable information transcribed, bringing it all together into a single platform so that they can utilize that information for other things, whether that be historical data, compliance, whatever that might look like.
One thing I've heard from that is the searchable of it after the fact.
Right,
as well. Yeah.
Exactly. So just, sort of like the archiving,
Right.
not to use a term here in DC, but there's a lot of archiving and information going on. But certainly something that we've seen a lot of interest around. I'm very excited to have those types of conversations. But I know, Scott, that you've had some other conversations around maybe how we're selling things moving forward.
Yeah, so as we move to a cloud model of buying things, you think about how we've consumed, and an analogy that you've used I think is great to be able to relate to, is how we've bought cell phones in the past, is thinking about buying them on a monthly, month-by-month type of basis.
Right.
So we still have the way, just like you can buy a cell phone, you can go out and buy one today from Best Buy or AT&T store, just buy one straight out of the box.
Right.
But most of us are used to buying that on a monthly subscription kind of basis. And we offer that flexibility for all of our portfolio of hardware, services, and software as well.
Yeah, because the reality is, especially in the device world, it's changed, right? That device isn't going to sit on your desk for 20 years again, and you're never going to have to replace them. The evolution of devices, similar to cell phones and laptops, it's important to be able to replace those. So
you need to think about a refresh cycle for everything.
Exactly. It's just not your laptops and such. So it's definitely been a big conversation, and that kind of ties into some of the other things we have going on, which is related to more the infrastructure side of the house. So it's not just necessarily a device thing. We also have subscription models for all products. You can take that for session border controllers and things like that as well. So really changing the way we're selling, and also adapting to, as folks are moving to the cloud, more that consumption type model, more subscription based, if you will.
And you mentioned the subscription-based and different consumption models for our SBCs, and something that we've been kind of excited to be talking about is not only our hardware platforms. And that's how a lot of people know us, is our hardware-based SBCs and our gateway, our analog gateways, our ATAs. But also we now have cloud-based SBCs,
exactly.
Whether it's private cloud or public cloud, and even in some of our other platforms that we can do consumption-based SBCs and not necessarily per trunk or per session.
It's just a different conversation, right? The technology's there, it's tried and true, but just making sure we adapt to ultimately how you folks want to consume these types of products and services. So it's definitely been a great couple days here down in Washington, D.C. Up in Washington, D.C., somewhere in the U.S. in D.C. But we're certainly hoping to continue these conversations. We've got a lot of work ahead of us this year, a lot of exciting things from an AudioCodes perspective, and up and coming some great announcements we're hoping to share as those come to fruition. So thanks, Scott, for a few minutes.
Thank you, Mike. And if you missed us here in Washington, D.C., we'll be in the Chicago
yes,
tour.
That's right, in a couple months here. So, well, perfect. Thank you guys for a few minutes of your time. Thanks, Scott. Looking forward to everything, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
See you.